What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 8 of the NFL football season. In this video, I'll be talking about some of my favorite bets, picks, and predictions for most of the games in this 8th week of the NFL season. We've been doing this for a while, and the views have been steadily growing. And if you're enjoying this content, definitely like and subscribe to our page. Comment too, we love that more than anything. Tell us which way you're leaning in the games and what you might be betting as well. But with that, we'll go into some of the games. Before we do that, actually, I want to talk about something I've been saying in the video. If you're taking some of the bets I'm talking about, you're really doing yourself a disservice by not following our Twitter at Profit of Picks. We put our videos out pretty early, and for that reason, we don't get all the updates and information in a timely manner, like on Monday, for instance, when we're putting out our picks. So you can see that we originally had the Niners on our card, but after we learned about some injuries and some key personnel changes, we decided to go with the Colts, and they ended up winning by a lot of points on that Monday night game or Sunday night game. So definitely going to want to follow our Twitter account to get some good gambling picks. And on that note, we're going to do a little bit less of putting picks on our card on Monday. We're going to talk about the games today, but later in the week, like Thursday, we'll be putting on an official card once we get more information, because we don't like going back and forth, telling our picks on YouTube and then tweeting out later predictions on Twitter. So we're going to try to condense it, get more information, and give you guys our final card around Thursday. Also, sign up for the book Prize Picks using your code PROPICS to get your first $100 matched and a 100% match at that. I really love this platform because of two reasons: to get the duality of the flex play and the power play. What I've been doing most times is doing a 3-leg parlay and just doing the flex play. I'm confident enough in my ability to hit 2 out of 3 on a consistent basis, which I have been doing. So I've just been racking up cash that way. But if you're a little bit more confident in yourself, definitely go with the power play, and you can get 5 times payout. You can do parlays up from 2 entries up to 5, which pays out 10-1 if you're making the 5-entry power play. But this is just a great thing, especially when you sign up with our code using ProPicks. You get your first $100 matched. I wanted to shout out Anthony from Massachusetts and Caleb from Georgia, 2 of our most recent signups. These guys just signed up, and we're going to be sending them Amazon gift cards as a thank you. If you guys start signing up and you use our code ProPicks, in addition to the deposit match that Prize Picks will be giving you, we'll also be sending Amazon gift cards your way. It's a little bit of an appreciation and a thank you from us as well. But with that, we will get into the games. We'll start with this great Thursday night game with the Packers at the Cardinals. This line opened at -3, and then I think teams saw these guys play on Sunday. They realized that the Cardinals are still, according to their record and according to their play, the best football team in the NFL. They really do look unstoppable with Kyler Murray there at quarterback. Like I said, this line opened at 3, and so people have been hammering the Cardinals all the way to -6. The Packers are a good football team, don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're going to be able to hang with the Cardinals here. This is a team the last few weeks that we've seen them get out to slow starts against the Bears and against the Washington football team especially. And then they really pull away in the second half, and they decide to win by double digits. But that's not something you can really do against the Cardinals and against superior football teams. You can't start out slow and expect to make your way back at halftime. I really like here, nothing on this main line that I like to bet, but I think I'm going to be betting Arizona first half spread, just for the way the Packers usually come out, especially on the road. They come out a lot slower than they normally do, without as much enthusiasm and intensity as they do in the second half, usually because of what Aaron Rodgers is doing out there. So I like the Cardinals to win this game. I don't know anything about 6.5 or 6, the spread total, but I expect the Cardinals to come out hot. I expect the Packers to come out a little flat, and for that reason, I'll probably be betting Arizona first half spread. Look out for our video on Thursday where I make that official. But just in terms of this game, I think the Cardinals are going to get up in the first half, and they're not really going to let up that halftime lead against the Packers, despite Aaron Rodgers' probably valiant efforts. I don't think he can get it done this week like he did against the Niners with that fourth quarter comeback. So I like the Cardinals here. Not sure about how much, but I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. But the Packers' first half is what's going to shoot them in the foot this game, I think. This NFC South matchup is one, if you asked me a few weeks ago, I would have thought the Panthers would have this game easy, the way their defense was playing so dominant, and their offense, even with Sam Darnold, looked pretty competent. But right now, Sam Darnold looks like one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL, including Zach Wilson on the Jets, who's been thrown for more picks than just about anyone this year. Sam Darnold really looks like have no clue what he's doing out there. He got benched at the end of this last game. Who knows if he'll even start this game against the Falcons. That's something certainly to keep an eye on if you're betting or you're picking this game in any league. But this is more about the Falcons too. Their offense is really clicking. They got some key guys back from injury, especially at wide receiver with Gage and Ridley coming back. And then Kyle Pitts is looking like a bona fide stud, really worth the 4th pick in the draft this year. You really cannot guard this guy. He's 6'6", runs a 4.4 40. Just a matchup nightmare for any defense. You quite literally cannot put a guy on him that can guard him, and he's just a rookie. So he's really starting to figure out and get his footing in the NFL. Ever since that Carolina defensive secondary has been getting hurt with guys like J.C. Horn going out, they haven't looked the same. Pass rush hasn't been getting there because they've had to drop a couple more guys back in coverage to compensate for that lack of secondary. So I think the Falcons, with their revamped and healthy offensive passing attack, are going to take advantage of the Panthers while both their offense and defense are struggling here. I like the Falcons, and I think if I were to lean on one side of this, I like the Falcons -3 as well. This game is one I really don't know how to predict because both these teams look terrible. The Lions haven't won a game all season, but that being said, they are much better than the record shows at 0-7. The Eagles, they don't look too great either, especially on offense. Jalen Hurts seems like way more of a running quarterback than he is a passing quarterback. They don't have much offense going there, especially with Miles Sanders kind of hobbled, just not playing like himself in that Eagles backfield. I do think I'm not going to bet this game because I think you're stupid if you're ever betting the Lions or betting on an 0-7 football team. But I think this is a game the Lions are going to win for some reason. They're at home. If this game was in Philadelphia, I would not be saying that. The fact that the Lions are going to be playing at home, they've had a lot of heartbreaking losses. I think this is their time to bounce back. If you want to play it safe, maybe bet +3. Again, I'm going to stay away from this game. The Eagles offense especially looks atrocious. It is just so hard for me to watch that football team play. Jalen Hurts is the king of garbage time football, but he cannot win these football games when they actually matter. He's not playing when the football game and the score matters at all. If there's a game the Eagles could win, it's this one. Somehow I think they're going to mess this up as well. The Lions, who are playing with a lot of heart week in and week out, I think it's the time they do it, and they take down the Eagles at home at Ford. Again, I think the home field advantage really matters this game. So 3.5, I love that line. Maybe even money line if you're feeling risky. This is going to be a really good game, or supposedly going to be a really good game as the spread implies, with this AFC South matchup with the Titans at the Colts. Historically, in the past few years, this game has been pretty close, but I think the Titans have sort of separated themselves from the Colts in terms of talent, especially of late. The Titans seem to really be kicking it into gear, beating the Bills and the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs aren't that great anymore, especially now in defense, but that Bills win for me was very impressive and told me a lot about this Titans team. While the Colts, while they played tough football, they haven't beat a lot of really good football teams and haven't had a lot of convincing wins against good football teams. So I really like this Titans -1. Derrick Henry, still unstoppable. That's not going to change. The Titans offense is getting to a groove. Throwing with A.J. Brown is really coming to life, in addition to Julio Jones, who's a great sidekick to A.J. Brown there. Titans defense is stepping up a little bit. They're going to have to stop the run if they're going to want to keep this game close. You could probably say that about both teams in this game, which is two of the best rushing attacks in football. I probably won't be betting this game, but you're getting one of the best teams in football in the Tennessee Titans, basically a pick 'em. If you're confident about that, then that's definitely a game that you should be on your radar and one you should be looking to bet. I think the Titans are going to win this game regardless of how close it is. So I kind of like this -1. The only way I see the Colts winning is if they just dominate in the run game, utilize the play action, and keep chucking the ball deep with Carson Wentz, who's been surprisingly accurate on deep ball throws this year. But I just think that the Titans offense is clicking way too much right now for me to even pick against them. And let alone you getting this team at -1. I really like that. Look for the Titans to keep rolling this week against the Colts and to keep dominating that AFC South division. This is going to be an interesting game, as they always are in these AFC North divisional matchups. Steelers are playing the Browns. A big thing to keep an eye on, no matter what you're betting or what you're thinking, whether you're in a pick'em league, confidence league, survivor league, or just betting, keep an eye on the injuries on the Browns. Their three best players on offense, at least on performance standpoint, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and Baker Mayfield, all were out last week. I know that Nick Chubb isn't practicing and trending towards playing, but the biggest thing on this Browns team is you got to see what's going on with Baker Mayfield and if he's going to be taking snaps under center come game time. I think if those guys are healthy and playing, I like the Browns a lot, even more than this -3.5 implies, just because their defense is so dominant. You're not going to see a lot of points this game, I don't think, especially if Mayfield's out, just because these are two dominant defenses and two lackluster offenses that rely on the run game and haven't been really been shown too much in the passing game, aside from a few deep shots here and there. I expect a lot of run in this game, low scoring game because the clock can be running all game long. I think the Browns win this game just because they're the superior football team, but they haven't really been playing like it as of late. They had a great game against the Broncos with all their backups. That was, those games I don't like to read into too much, especially a short week on Thursday Night Football. Anything can happen there. I do like it. The Browns are having a long week to prepare for the Steelers. This is a team and a player like Big Ben that they've seen for a long time that can scheme against. So I like that extra time for the Browns to game plan against the Steelers, get their guys healthy and back for this game. I think the Browns will win the game here, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. That's why if I were to bet anything this game, I would advise taking the under. I really don't see a lot of points this game from either side, especially with how good both these teams' front seven are, and especially that Browns secondary too is pretty dominant. Here's a game, Niners-Bears NFC matchup that I don't know what to do this game. I really can't give you too much advice. The Bears, no matter what you think is going to happen with the Bears, they never play up to your expectations. They might do really well one game and go out and beat the Raiders. They might do terrible and score 3 points against the Bucs. Who knows what team's going to show up, especially with the kind of talent they have, especially guys like Allen Robinson and Khalil Mack on defense, Akeem Hicks, Eddie Jackson. Like, they have talent, and they just squander it with their coaching and their lack of intelligence and just as an organization in general. Normally, I would love the Niners here, but they look pretty bad against the Colts on that Sunday night game. Kittle's still out, so they're kind of searching for an identity on that offense without him and without some of their starting running backs. They've been hurt all year long. This team really has been plagued with injuries. I'm not touching this game in any aspect, not the over-under, not the spread, not any alternates. I'm going to pick the Niners to win in my confidence league, but for very low points, just because I'm really not a big believer in either of these teams right now. Look for the Bears. Hopefully they get something going with Justin Fields. Just give him some protection. I'm from Chicago. I like watching the Bears play, and I want them to succeed. But just at the very least, protect this kid and let him shine, because Justin Fields has so much talent, and I think everyone is just looking for that guy to get a chance to really show what he can do at quarterback, like these other rookies around the league are doing. Hopefully the Bears can just keep that guy healthy, and hopefully he gets out of Chicago soon and plays for a real organization. It's going to be a really good game, I think, this week with the Pats playing the Chargers. I think that the Patriots are really trending up as a football team. Mac Jones really getting good footing as a quarterback in that Patriots offense, where they don't ask him to do too much. They're not asking this guy to throw the ball 40, 50 times a game like Dak Prescott's doing. The Patriots are going to do what they always do. They're going to rely on the run game. They're going to have easy dunk-off passes to their slot receivers and their tight ends. And every now and then, they're going to ask the quarterback to throw the ball deep and take a shot down the field. And that's exactly what they're doing. And Mac Jones looks really comfortable doing that in the offense. Not to mention they have a great offensive line that they've really invested in the past few seasons to get guys like Damian Harris looking like a star rusher in this league right now. And this is what the Patriots do. So I really like the Patriots plus 5.5 here against the Chargers. Patriots always pay the Chargers pretty well, but that's because they've had Phillip Rivers in the past. Bill Belichick's always owned Phillip Rivers. Last time we saw this Chargers team play football, they were getting annihilated by the Ravens, where the Chargers defense could not stop the Ravens offense, and the Chargers offense couldn't get anything going. I bet you Bill Belichick will be watching that game plan over and over and over in this next few weeks, and whatever the Ravens did against this Chargers team, they're going to be replicating that. I can guarantee it. Whatever schemes that Don Martingale and that Ravens defense were throwing at the Chargers, Bill Belichick is going to do the exact same thing and hope they figure it out. I don't think they're going to. I like the Patriots plus 5.5 here. I'm pretty passionate about that. Check out Thursday's video, but that's almost definitely the one I add to the card. I really like that one. Never count out the Patriots, especially when they're under 500. When this team is below 500 and in more losses than wins, that's when they really turn it on and really lock in. And this is an experienced football team outside of their quarterback. The Chargers are a very inexperienced football team. I think the Patriots are going to come in and at least compete, if not win this football game. Washington football team and the Broncos. These are two teams that are both trending downward, but I still am in awe of how bad the football team looks compared to my expectations at the start of this year. I knew their offense wouldn't be great, but I thought they would at least have something going. They do have an injury to their key tight end, Logan Thomas. But the bigger story here is their defense, who is getting no pass rush with their stout front seven, not doing great stopping the run, and their passing secondary is just abysmal. They cannot stop a soul when they're passing the ball. This Broncos team isn't great, but I really love the receiving core what they got there. They try to, control their clock with their run game, and they do a pretty good job of that while they're up. But they get in trouble when they get down, and have to kind of play outside their identity and throw the ball too much. And they have a pretty average defense with a couple key playmakers. Their secondary, who has incredible key playmakers, haven't been playing to their potential. I'm looking for that to start happening. I really like the Broncos -3 this game. I think they're going to get up early, control the ball of their run game like most teams without good quarterbacks like to do, take the shots like they do, and rely on their defense to not let Taylor Heineke, tear them apart, which he's not going to do. If you've been watching this football team play, what they do is they try to run the ball. They don't have a lot of success. They feed the ball to Terry McLaurin, who's still one of the best receivers in football, and he produces. But eventually teams game plan, they scheme, and they make adjustments, and they take away that option. And then the Washington football team and Taylor Heineke are left scrambling, and they really don't know what to do. So I expect the Broncos to do something very similar to that. Take away Heineke, take away the run game, and then this football team offense really is lackluster, and it doesn't take much offense on the Broncos end to put up points against them. I really like the Broncos -3 here. I think they win this game a lot easier than some people might think. And this is the last game I'm going to talk about. If you notice, I've been skipping through games like the Chiefs, Rams, Bills, Bengals. Didn't want to talk about those games because all those teams are favored by almost 10 points, if not more. We all know who's going to win that game, barring a miracle. So I didn't want to talk about that. I want to talk about these more contested games, let you know where my head's at. This is a Sunday night football game, and I think this is going to be one of the best games in recent memory, which is two really good offenses. Coming off bye weeks, too, so healthy, ready to put on a show on Sunday night. I'm not going to bet on either side, but if I was, I'd probably take whatever team covered a field goal. I think this game's going to be decided by 3 points, so I like Dallas -2 any lean. But what I really like is the over this game. Again, two teams that have an extra week of rest with that bye week. They're going to come out fresh. They're going to come out hot. A lot of weapons on the offense for both sides of this team. Talking about the Cowboys, you got Zeke, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Dak Prescott. With the Vikings, you got Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins. Like, this is so much talent, so much offensive firepower. I think you're going to see a lot of points. This 54.5 is a lot to be covering on the over. And that being said, I still think the over hits. I think both teams might be putting up 30 this game. It's going to be nuts. I'm really excited to watch this one. I think I got to give the edge to the Cowboys at the end of the day. Right now, Trayvon Diggs is one of the biggest X factors on any defense, along with Micah Parsons, too, who seems to be able to blow up plays, even as a rookie, doing incredible stuff in that defensive scheme. Dan Quinn at that defensive coordinator for the Cowboys looks like he's got his mojo back in terms of play calling and schemes. So this Dallas team is really trending upward. The defense is playing a lot better than people have thought coming in this season with an historically bad defense in this last 2020 season. I think the Cowboys win this game. It's going to be a shootout, a lot of points. I'm excited to see both these teams. As long as these teams don't just start running the ball all over the place for a few small gains at a time, there's going to be a lot of time in this clock and a lot of points putting up. So, again, I'm leaning Cowboys in this game, but I really like the over, especially if you throw that in a teaser and tease it down like 47, 48.5. I love that even more. So, again, we'll be putting out our betting video Friday with our official cards. This video is just talking about my leans, where I'm thinking. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. If you're going to be betting these games, please let me know. If you could be betting something different, let me know as well. If you think I'm an idiot, let me know that too. Definitely like the video. If you enjoyed it and want more content, tell me in the comment section what else you want to see out of these videos. And definitely subscribe if you want more of this kind of content and some other things as well that we got in our channel. Best of luck betting and picking in week 8. I know we're all going to do great this week. Catch you guys later.